Okay folks, it is Matthew here. We are back and we're now going to start case number 56, the final case in Paradise City. I am coming down to the near end of this. You can see right here, there is only 4 more cases remaining in Pacific Bay. So, I want to thank these 3 for helping me out, Maria, Jose, Orkun, and Paulo Roberto. So, let's get going. A killer among us. That doesn't sound good. So, Danny, we know there was a mastermind giving orders to Luis DeRico. Now we just need their name. Oh, it's someone you know very well, Commissioner Matthew. Someone who has kept Luis informed of every new lead you had concerning his big heist. But I'm not telling you their name in this cell, Commissioner Matthew. Take me to your police station and I'll talk. Matthew, I don't trust this creep. Why don't you go ahead to the station and let Andrea know about this? I'll take care of escorting Danny. And I'm at the station. Matthew, I hope Danny will have the answers we need. We've got to figure out who was really behind the Menaggio heist. And we also need to figure out if they're the ones who stole the plutonium from the casino's vault. I don't like the idea of Frank escorting Danny on his own. I'd better radio him. Frank, do you read me? What's your location? I hear you, Andrea. We're driving over the dam. We should be there in 10 minutes. That's if my whiny passenger doesn't need another toilet break. What the? Whoa! Hold on! I can't... Frank? Frank! What's going on? Answer me! The radio's dead. Matthew, do you think... Frank said they were crossing the dam. Take Amy with you and get there as fast as you can. Okay. Gotta be sure I switch dogs. Oh no. Spike strip. It's Danny Moto. Got them all. 8 seconds. $14th already. $6,000. Great. Frank? Frank, where are you? Matthew, can you see him? Oh God, I hope he's alright. Could you stop shouting, kiddo? My head feels like a truck drove over it. Frank, you're alive. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, but Danny's dead. Frank, what happened out there? Who killed Danny? All I can remember is the car's tires blowing out, and then someone knocked me out. Frank, Matthew's right. I'm sorry, but we're going to have to interrogate you. You're our only witness. Oh gosh, you had to see this coming. Good thinking, Matthew. We'd better get Danny's body to Roxy and see what she can tell us. You also found a spike strip on the road. You're right, this must have been used by the killer to blow out the car's tires. There's some kind of substance on it. Let's collect a sample, Matthew. Whoever killed Danny must have been pretty desperate to attack a police car. One thing's sure, we're up against a killer with something to hide and nothing to lose. I'm gonna grab a bunch of stars before I interrogate Frank. Okay, I got me some stars. Now let's interrogate Frank. Frank, you need to tell Matthew everything you remember about the attack. I don't know what happened. 1 minute I was driving Danny over the dam, the next the tires exploded. When I got out of the car, no one was there. Then, I got hit on the head and blacked out. Did Danny have time to tell you who the sixth man, the person who kept Lewis informed of our progress is? Is it someone from the police station? He didn't say, but he told me something else. He mentioned the heist team dumping some of their equipment at the Paradise City junkyard. If the killer is tied to the heist, maybe you'll find a clue there. Not bad for an injured detective, eh, Matthew? Not bad indeed. Come on, Matthew. Let's go check out this junkyard. First, I'll get the spike strip out of the way. Perfect. Nice work collecting that sample from the spike strip you picked up on the crime scene, Matthew. Let's get it to Jan. Okay, 3 hours. Investigate the junkyard. Here's the wackiest costume I've ever seen. Okay, let's see here. Cube. Kite. Cactus. Close sign. Blue briefcase. Danny's briefcase. Oh. Hey, just learning the ropes, people. I gotta admit, though, that the first crime scene does look a bit like the intro to Innovation, not Innovation Valley, but the district before that, Rhine Canyon. Look at this junkyard, Matthew. It looks like a place where old casinos come to die, and where heist teams dump their stuff, apparently. Nice find. That briefcase has our victim's name on it. Think you can get it open? I bet you can. What's that weird lump of wood you've got there? Some sort of puzzle? That's right. Danny was a math genius. Maybe this is related to him. Let's dust it for fingerprints. Examine the briefcase. Oh no, BZM. And GNR. Well, I missed out on 9, but that's okay. Huh. Looks like blueprints. What's on that piece of paper you found in Danny's briefcase, Matthew? It looks like some super complicated design for a machine. Most of the annotations are faded, but I know you'll uncover them in a flash, Matthew. Yes, I will. 3rd coins already. But I'm gonna get a few more stars. I'll be right back. Alright, I got a few more stars. Let's examine the puzzle. Oh no, actually I should have investigated the blueprints. That's okay though. Not like it makes a difference. Alright, fingerprints. Great job, you managed to get some fingerprints off that puzzle game you found at the junkyard. Let's cross-reference them in the database. Now I'll get to the faded plan, which I was supposed to do last time. That's okay though. Secure plutonium container. Oh wow. Oh dear, that drawing you found in Danny's briefcase is for a machine that requires plutonium. Do you think this could have something to do with the plutonium that was stolen from the Menagio's vault, Matthew? Of course you're right. This is too much of a coincidence. This drawing and the heist must be related. Great idea. Let's get this to Hannah and see if she can tell us anything more about this design. Okay, 9 hours. Now I'll get to the fingerprint right now. Now I know I made a mistake earlier on when I went to go get more stars, but after I got more stars, but it doesn't matter. I mean, in the long run, it's not that big a difference. Oh crap! Oh, but I still got it. Oh, what? Russell? Oh no! What? This can't be happening! The fingerprints on that puzzle game you found in the junkyard belong to Russell? This must be a mistake. There must be some logical explanation for Russell's fingerprints to be on Danny's puzzle. An explanation that isn't him being the sixth man. I guess we don't have a choice. We'll have to interrogate Russell. I'm sure he'll set us straight. Oh, gosh, sweet Jesus. First of all, let me see, okay. Okay, let's talk to Russell about his fingerprints on the Rubik's Cube. Russell, we found this puzzle. We think it belonged to our victim. What are your fingerprints doing on it? Oh, you found that. Well, I have nothing to hide. It was a gift from Danny. A gift? You knew the victim? We weren't friends or anything. I bumped into Danny when you first investigated him, Matthew. He was the cleverest person I'd ever met, and that's saying something. We talked, and before he left the station, he gave me that puzzle as a challenge. I solved it in 2 minutes and forgot about it. And it somehow ended up next to Danny's briefcase in a junkyard on the other side of the city? Russell, are you sure you're telling us everything? Amy, there's no need to fret. I had nothing to do with Danny's death, Matthew, but I'll enjoy seeing you crack the case. Holy Jesus. Well, I have no choice but to let these three run their courses. Maybe I'll speed up the autopsy, but we'll see what happens now. So for now, this is Matthew. See you then. Okay, folks, it is Matthew here, and we are back. And despite some problems that Facebook is going through, I'm going to try and get this off my chest. Results of the unknown substance. This substance you brought me was so potent, I had to crack a window open, Matthew. Turns out this substance is whiskey, the strong and expensive kind. Where did you find this stuff? It came from the spike strip the killer used to stop Frank's car. Well, that can only mean one thing. You're looking for a killer who drinks whiskey. Haha, either that or Frank's actually the killer. We know how much he loves whiskey. Sorry, Matthew, that wasn't funny. Anyway, the killer won't drink whiskey for much longer. Not with you on their trail. Oh boy. This isn't gonna end good. Now the results of the drawing details. Matthew, I don't understand. Where did you find this drawing? We found it in our victim's briefcase. Why? Do you know what the machine is for? Well, yeah, it's a project I've been working on. Oh, God. What? You're saying this drawing is yours? Excuse me. Yes, but I don't understand why it was in Danny's briefcase. It should be locked in my desk drawer. Nobody knew about it. Oh. Look, Hannah, Matthew's right. This is too big to ignore. We'll need to officially interrogate you. Oh, God. Gotta ask Hannah? Hannah, can you explain why you're planning to build a machine that requires plutonium and why we found the design in our victim's briefcase? Look, I have no idea how it ended up there. Danny, Danny must have stolen it when he was at the station for interrogation. But what about the plutonium? Were you the one who stole it from the casino vault? Of course not! Matthew, I would never do that. Getting plutonium legally is near impossible, but I still wouldn't resort to stealing it. I've been working on that machine for months. It's a new type of database, so powerful that, with the right source of power, it could answer any question you ask. Okay, Hannah, I hope you don't find anything else connecting you to Danny's death or the plutonium theft. I don't want to arrest a member of our team. Matthew, I don't know what to think. Hannah needed the plutonium for her machine. Could she have organized a heist to get it? No, you're right. We mustn't let Danny's accusations drive us apart. It'll take more than this to make me doubt our team. Oh boy. I'm gonna speed this up. Whoa, Matthew, this murder is shocking. I mean, I was electrified. Are you saying Danny was electrocuted? But with what? Well, from the burn marks on his chest, it's obvious he was zapped with a stun gun. A stun gun? But aren't they designed not to kill people? That's what's so awesome. The killer must have modified the stun gun so that the voltage would be high enough to kill. Of course, you'll have to find the actual murder weapon to see how they did it, but one thing's certain, your killer knows electronics. Ha! This killer might know their way around a circuit board, but no one is better at an old-fashioned murder investigation than Matthew. Yeah. Oh, I just can't believe this. What a morning. A few hours ago, Danny was on his way to tell us who the heist's sixth man was, and now we're investigating his murder. And the clues we found point to our teammates. Frank was the one driving Danny to the station, but the killer knocked him out cold. Hannah can't possibly be involved, so she needed plutonium for her new database, and plutonium was stolen from the vault. But that's just a coincidence. And then there's poor Russell, getting himself mixed up in this, so he accepted a gift from the victim. What's wrong with that? All this makes me worry that Danny was telling the truth when he implied someone in the police station was feeding information to Louis Dorico. No, that's nonsense. No one in this police department could have been involved. Matthew, I just got a report that there's a spike strip missing from our armory. Didn't you find one at your crime scene? Yes, but the spike strip we found was used by the killer to stop the car. It can't be the same one, unless our killer has access to our armory, which means the killer is someone from our team. Oh. Just when this case couldn't get any more depressing. Well, we have to get to chapter 2, but next time. Okay, folks, it is Matthew. We are back, and we're now going to do chapter 2 of A Killer Among Us. Matthew, I think it's time we face the facts. Whoever killed Danny was connected to this department. We can't trust anyone. Chief, I know the spike strip the killer used to stop Frank's car came from our armory, but still, I can't believe anyone on our team could betray us like that. We cannot take any chances, even more so since Danny implied the sixth heist member was part of the police. Chances are, they killed Danny to protect their secret. Oh, Matthew, I don't think I can handle this pressure. We need to find a way to prove our team had nothing to do with this. We'll start by going to the armory. We know the killer went there to get the spike strip and leave no stone unturned. Of course, I did try a crime scene earlier at the junkyard, and I almost made it a perfect score, except I couldn't find the rat just before the time 6 went up. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay. Metal locker. No smoking. Traffic cone. Fire alarm. Strike tape. Oh, there's the broken pieces. I'm gonna change dogs just before I go back. It's pretty weird to be searching our own armory. Did you find any trace of the killer's visit, Matthew? I agree, those broken pieces look out of place. Let's put them back together. But why are you interested in that weapons locker, Matthew? The armory is full of weapons. Oh right, the locker's damaged. Well, I bet you know the code by heart, so I'll let you unlock it. I have enough to do this, so I'm gonna do the amulet first, or the broken pieces anyway. Might have already given away what it might be, but we'll see. Voila! So those broken pieces you found in the armory make this little skull. Weird. I feel like I've seen it before. Oh my lord, you're right! Roxy wears a pendant just like this. Do you think it's hers? But what was Roxy doing in the armory? Coroners don't carry guns. Matthew, it looks like we need to add Roxy to the suspect list. Let's go talk to her. Oh, God. I can't believe this. Everyone on the team except for Amy is getting interrogated. Except for Amy and Chief Marquez. What her necklace is doing in the armory. Cool, Matthew. You found my necklace. I wear the same thing every day, so I have a spare of all my clothes. Where did you find it? We found it in the armory. Roxy, I'm afraid you're now a suspect in our investigation. See, the killer broke into the armory to... I'm a suspect in that geek's murder? Just because I was in the armory? Look, Matthew, you only send me one body for every investigation you do. I've got lots of free time, so sometimes I go to the armory and have a little nap, that's all. Roxy, even if that's true, that's completely unprofessional. Anyway, I'm afraid we don't have a choice. You need to leave the premises until the investigation's over. But who's going to do your autopsies? Who's going to make really punny jokes? You're dead wrong about me, Matthew. Oh, this is frustrating in the least. Yep. AQH. Perfect. 3 seconds. Stun gun is missing from there. You got the weapons locker open. Anything inside? Oh, a stun gun is missing, and we know the killer used a stun gun to kill Danny. And since they stole the spike strip from here, they might have taken this gun too. What's that at the bottom of the locker? A gold coin? Haha, the killer left a gold coin behind. Their first mistake. Let's get this to... Wait, half this team are suspects. Who do we get this to? Okay, maybe Jan can find something on this coin. I just hope we can trust him. Yeah, I almost forgot about Jan. Hold on. I know if this is just extremely frustrating. I know I probably shouldn't be doing this, but you know what? I need to do this. Okay, let's analyze the gold coin. and I'll get the remaining stars, and I'll see you for that. Morning, folks. It's Matthew. We are back. I'm going to speed this up. Even though I was just under 2 hours to go, I need to get this off. Matthew, I have some bad news. Jan, don't tell us you're a suspect in this investigation too. I couldn't take it. No, but I didn't find anything on that gold coin Matthew sent me. I'm a complete failure. Don't worry, Jan. Matthew can help. Come on, let's think. What would Russell do? What do you think that M on the coin means? Of course, it's the Menagio token. Matthew's right. The M is the logo for the Menagio Casino, the one the heist gang robbed. So this isn't just a gold coin. It's a gambling chip, which means that the killer gambles. See, Jan? We can do anything with Matthew on our side. Matthew, I hate not being able to trust anyone. Heck, maybe we shouldn't even trust what Jan tells us. Well, maybe we should. He's the only other one who's not even a suspect. You're right. Getting away from the station would do me some good. Let's go back to the junkyard. We may have missed some case-breaking clues. Here we go. There's the black bag. Drum, guitar, popcorn, alarm clock. Oh, they were right next to each other. Perfect. $600,000 even. That's a 15th. Looks like I'll be able to get third out of this. There's no doubt about it. The heist gang used this junkyard to dump their stuff. Look at that bag of equipment you found. Let's go through it. That piece of paper you picked up has a picture of the victim on it. What else does it say? Suspect rap sheet. Oh, I see. This is the list of charges Danny received when he was formally arrested for Louis Tirico's murder. But how did it end up here? You're right. There's something else written here. I'll get your dusting kit so you can have a closer look. I'll get a few more stars. I'll be right back. Alright, I got me some more stars. Let's examine Danny's rap sheet. Looks like there's a message. Keep your mouth shut or you are going to get it. Oh gosh. The message written on Danny's rap sheet says, keep your mouth shut or you are going to get it. Matthew, someone threatened the victim. But who could have written this? The only person who sees this paper apart from the culprit is the police officer in charge of filing the arrest. Oh no, Matthew, you don't think Frank wrote this threat, do you? But why? I agree. We need to get over to Frank's house and ask him about this. I just hope he'll have a good explanation ready. For his sake, me too. Oh, this is too much. Let's ask Frank. Whatever possessed you to write that threat to the victim, Frank? Asking him to keep his mouth shut? I expected better. Oh, damn. So you found it. Matthew, it's not what you think. Look, when you called me saying Danny might know who the sixth man was, I started thinking. I mean, obviously it was someone inside the department, and I thought, well, it's weird that someone would betray us without noticing, you know. Matthew notices everything. Yep. So I thought maybe Danny was going to say that Matthew was the inside man. I just wanted to protect you, Matthew. I didn't want Danny to ruin your career. Are you mad? Matthew helping criminals? Of all the... Look, I admit I was a bit hungover from the poker game I went to the night before, but it made sense at the time. Frank, I swear... What's all this shouting? Francis, are you coming back to bed? Karen, you two are back together? Yes, we are. It's just like old times. Only now we make love in the police armory and not in the backseat of Francis's old Chevy. You've been having relations in the police armory? That's a crime scene, Karen. Matthew needs to talk to you about this. Fine, Francis. Keep the bed warm for me. Holy shit. I can't believe this doofus is going back together. Oh gosh, what she was doing in the armory. Nice to see you with your clothes on, Karen. So how often do you and Frank use our police armory to fool around? That's a personal question. See, Danny's killer stole several items from our armory. We thought they were a police officer, but now we know you weaseled your way in. I never stole anything in my life, let alone killed someone. So you just suddenly decided to get back with Frank? I don't believe it for a second. You used it to get inside the station, didn't you? Love is a magical thing. You should try it sometime. Francis has changed since he started working with Commissioner Matthew. He's more considerate. Francis even helps around the house, repairing small electronics. Of course, I could do it myself, but the gesture's nice. After the busy days I have, coming home to a glass of whiskey and an uncomplicated man is perfection. So accuse me of anything you like, Matthew, but never accuse me of not caring for Francis. I'd do anything for him. Sure. You're also not a gambler either. Heist equipment now. There. That's a graph. You found a piece of paper in that heist equipment? What is it? A secret plan? A confession? Oh, it's some sort of graph, but the people next to it, these are killers you've caught, Matthew. Look, there's Sheikh Faisal, and that's Jeremy Bowman. Remember him? He killed a stripper. It looks like someone is examining your old cases. But why? You think there's more written there? Well, clean it up fast. We need to get to the bottom of this. Now, there's still something going on with Facebook right now. Let's just skip this one. Let's examine the graph. This anomaly must be deleted. That graph you found at the junkyard only gets more worrying. It has a picture of our victim on it. There's a note too. It reads ARBXYXDB7. This anomaly must be deleted. Matthew, is that a death threat? Was someone thinking of deleting Danny? We need to find out more about this graph. I hope Jan is good at algebra. For my sake, me too. Okay, 12 hours. I'll get this at the end of the day. Maybe I might speed this up, who knows? But we'll see what happens. So for now, this is Matthew. See you in 12 hours. Okay, folks, it is Matthew. We are back, and we're now going to get the results of the graph annotations. Why are you doing this to me, Matthew? Please bring the team back. I could barely work out anything from this graph you found in the junkyard. All I found online was that ARB stands for Abnormal Repetitive Behavior. a criminal psychology term. You don't mean this graph belongs to Russell, do you? I'm sorry, Amy, you'll need to go and talk to Russell about this. Oh boy. About a strange graph. Russell, what does this graph mean? You wanted to delete Danny? You found my masterpiece. I'm creating an algorithm which would enable us to find killers before they actually hurt anyone. Except Danny came along and ruined everything. He didn't fit the profile, you see. His results are well outside the usual curve. I tried everything to fix the results. I built an entirely new electronic device to try and resolve the problem, but nothing worked. The news momentarily dented my confidence, but it was nothing a night out in Paradise City with whiskey and roulette couldn't fix. And the good news is, now Danny's dead. I can disregard his results. My beautiful graph works. What? A boy is dead and all you care about is the results of some stupid research? Don't you care how suspicious this makes you? Don't you see what that does to me? I don't understand. What have you got to do with this? You know, for a genius, you're the stupidest man I've ever met. Let's go, Matthew. Oh, Russell is now in the running. Matthew, Danny's killer must be someone on our team. But who? I can't see any of our friends doing this. Sure, Russell wanted Danny dead so his research data was clean, but he'd never kill someone for that, would he? And Frank claims he threatened Danny to protect you, Matthew. It's so stupid, he has to be lying. Maybe his ex-wife is influencing his behavior? I don't trust that woman. Matthew, we need to talk about something. Hannah, what are you doing here? You're a suspect. You can't stay here. That's the thing. I'm here to confess. Matthew, I'm the one who was helping the heist team. I'm the sixth man. What? I can't believe I'm hearing this. We're going to answer a lot more answers in Chapter 3. Aloha folks, it is Matthew. We are back and we're now going to do Chapter 3 of Pacific Bay Case 56, A Killer Among Us. Matthew, we need to talk about something. Hannah, you can't be here. You're a suspect in Danny's murder. You're going to have to leave until we solve this. That's the thing. I'm the one who was helping the heist team. I'm the sixth man Danny told you about. What? Hannah, you helped criminals rob a casino? Don't tell me you also killed Danny. No, of course not. I never kill anyone. I've had just about enough of this. You trust people for months and then they betray you. Hannah, you're under arrest for aiding and abetting a crime. Matthew will interrogate you in a minute. Oh. This case is getting crazy, Matthew. This case is getting crazy. Matthew, I think we should get our guns from the armory. If we can't trust anyone, we'd better be prepared for anything. Let's find out what Hannah has to say. Hannah, please tell us you weren't the one who kept the heist gang informed about our investigation. No, but I did help them, and I'm so sorry. It happened a few weeks ago. I was in one of my chat rooms fighting with another hacker about why electronics is more fun than quantum mechanics when this anonymous user came in. This anonymous user posted a supposedly uncrackable casino security code. It was a challenge, but I cracked it in the end. But then Matthew started investigating the heist gang and you realized the anonymous user was Danny. He'd made you crack the Menagio security code. Hannah, you fool! I had no idea the code was real. I feel so horrible. I can't eat, can't sleep. My addiction to online poker has returned. And after everything I've been through, I hated Danny for bringing back my criminal past. I'm not going to lie, I wasn't sad when I heard he was dead. And revenge is the most solid motive there is. I'm sorry, but you're staying in jail until we're sure you're not the killer. She's not the killer. She doesn't drink whiskey. Weapons locker. I do have the dolphin out. I'm still debating on whether or not to get the mountain goat, but we'll see. Filing cabinet, cable, ruler, bulletproof vest, fire extinguisher, menu. I'll close menu. I thought it was one thing when the chief had to be interrogated. Okay, Matthew, I've got my gun. Did you find anything new about the killer? You're right. That filing cabinet you picked up has been broken open. Let's go through it. What was the menu doing in the armory? Wait, that's the Menagio logo on the front. Let's open it. There's a message written inside. It reads, Lewis, please don't do this heist. I don't know what I'd do if you die. Matthew, that message was written for Louis DeRico. Clearly someone was deeply attached to him. Could whoever wrote this note have wanted revenge on Danny for killing Louis? Great idea. There's a lipstick kiss at the bottom of the message. If we collect a sample, we'll be able to determine who wrote this. Let's hurry. Examine the filing cabinet. Crime scene photos. There we go. Torn paper. Matthew, someone's been through this filing cabinet. They've messed up all the evidence we stored from previous investigations. Whoever it was that ripped up that picture you found, what were they trying to hide? We better put this picture back together as fast as we can. We will. Torn paper. Picture in court. Honorable Dante, Danny Moto in his defense. That torn picture he found in the armory is one of the sketches from Danny's trial. Look, there's Judge Dante. But who is that angry woman sitting behind Danny? Oh, you're right, that's Karen. She was at Danny's trial? I'm about ready to kick that woman's butt. I knew she was hiding something. Let's find out what. About attending Danny's trial. So, Karen, do you want to explain what you were doing at Danny's trial, or should we arrest you right now? I should have known trying to get rid of this sketch would only mean you'd find it, Matthew. Yes, I attended Danny's trial. I was there representing Meteor Systems. Danny used to work for us as an intern. He was the worst. Late every day, couldn't get my coffee order right, and once he called me at home in the middle of a high-stakes poker game to ask me about photocopying. Of course I fired him. I wasn't surprised the fool got himself arrested for murder, but I went to the trial to make sure he didn't mention Meteor Systems. We've had enough bad press. Believe me, Commissioner Matthew, that's the truth. If you ask me, you should be looking closely at your team. I never trusted that Russell character, and as for Hannah, just when I think you can't get worse, you outdo yourself, Karen. Frank might trust you, but we'll be keeping our eyes on you. Now she's in the running. God, I really hope it's Karen. Now let's examine the menu. that you find one on top instead of right where the smooch is. Great, you got a sample from the lipstick on that menu. Let's get it to Jan at once. I'm going to get the stars, and then I'm going to speed this up. Be right back. Alright folks, it is Matthew, we're back. I'm going to speed up the lipstick. Finally, an analysis which actually uses my skills. That lipstick you found on the menu was like a glass of water in the desert. But of course the results are horrifying. The lipstick's called Flaming Lips, but I also found all kinds of substances mixed in with it. Coffee, a lot of alcohol, formaldehyde. What? You found formaldehyde in that lipstick? Isn't that an embalming fluid? Yes, typically used by morticians and coroners. I can't believe it. What was Roxy doing sending lipstick kisses to known criminals? Matthew, we need to talk to her. Oh God. As if Hannah confessing wasn't bad enough, now this. Relationship. Aren't we friends, Roxy? Why didn't you tell us that you were having an affair with the man Danny murdered? Are you hiding something? I'm sorry, Matthew. I know I should have told you, but me and Louis, it was true love. You were in love with a criminal? How could you? I didn't plan for it to happen. It just did. Love is a strange thing. Matthew, I'm not like Amy, beautiful and blonde with men like Russell falling at my feet. It's hard to be the big fun girl. It can get lonely. But a few weeks ago I went to the Menagio Casino for a round of blackjack and I met someone. Oh, Roxy. You son of a gun! Geez, that barman can't pour a decent whiskey. I've tasted enough cough sweets with more alcohol. Excuse me, is this seat taken? Nope, it's as free and single as I am. What are you drinking, handsome? No drink for me, darling. I think I've had enough. You could almost say I've reached the point of no return. The point of no return? Oh my God, you like puns? Like them? I love puns, and the women who make them. We went home together. He was gentlemanly, really funny. Yes, he was a thief. He stole my heart. But Roxy, dating a criminal? Surely you knew it couldn't end well. I sure didn't know it would end the way it did. With Louis murdered by Danny, that kid robbed me of all my happiness, all my hopes. I wish you could trust you didn't kill Danny in revenge, Roxy. This investigation is turning over so many secrets. I just hope you aren't hiding anymore. She's not the one. She doesn't know electronics. Matthew, everything is getting out of hand. Hannah arrested for helping the heist. Roxy in love with a criminal. Matthew, I feel like I don't even know who our team are anymore. Matthew, I've got bad news. Engineers on the dam where the murder took place are about to open the emergency floodgates. Any minute there will be water all over the crime scene. What? Who knows what evidence will get washed away? Matthew, we've got to get back to the dam. Every second counts. It's the third one. Now I'm going to speed up on the 15-hour one because I do want to get this. I want to solve this case by the end of the weekend. Fishing box. Pigeon. Tank. White cable. Oh, broken pieces. That's a whiskey bottle. I could tell what it was already. Looks like I'll get up to third with this one. Come on, Matthew. The more time we waste, the bigger the chance that our killer will slip through our fingers. What did you find on the dam? Some broken pieces? Restoring that should be child's play for you, Matthew. Let's get to it. But what's this fishing equipment? Fishing equipment? We've got a dead informant. Our team has been compromised by an inside man. A killer's on the loose and you think it's time to catch some dinner? Sorry, you're right. Something might be hidden in that equipment. Let's have a look, quick. It's the stun gun. There. I missed out on the 9, but that's alright. Nice work, Matthew. You found a stun gun and that fishing equipment from the crime scene. This must be the stun gun the killer used to kill Danny. Matthew, you found the murder weapon. There's some blood on the gun. This could be the vital clue to solve this case. Come on, let's grab a sample. Examine the stun gun. There. 2 8s. Let's move it, Matthew. We need to get that blood you found on the murder weapon to Jan as fast as possible. Okay, this is the 15-hour one. I'm going to get all the stars, and then I'm going to at least speed this one up. But I'm going to let the 9-hour one run its course. And I'll bet it's this whiskey bottle right here. Got it in time. Those broken pieces he found made up a bottle of Gold Stag whiskey, and we know the killer spilled whiskey on the spike strip. That bottle must be theirs. Quick, Matthew, let's get the bottle to Jan before it's too late. Okay, 9 hours. Like I said, I'll get the remaining stars here. And I'll see and we'll see what happens. So we'll pause right here. Okay, folks, it is Matthew. We are back. I was going to speed up the blood earlier, but I decided to let it run its course a bit more and let the whiskey bottle run its course the whole way first. So first of all, I'm going to speed up the blood. I know you're rushing to the finish line, Matthew, so I'll be brief. That blood sample you brought me from the murder weapon was contaminated by all sorts of things from that fishing equipment. Maggot, particles, water, fishing bait. Brief, Jan. You said you'd be brief. Well, all I can tell you from this blood is that the killer's blood type is A positive. It's good enough for an arrest. We're almost there, Matthew, and I've never been so nervous, but we must get to the bottom of this. And the whiskey bottle. Jan, Matthew found that whiskey bottle on the crime scene. Are we right? Was it the killer's? I believe so. The shape of the shards showed the bottle wasn't smashed accidentally. It was smashed against something hard and round. You mean Frank's head? Matthew, the killer knocked Frank unconscious on the crime scene with this bottle of whiskey? Talk about ironic. It's lucky they did, though. The killer had sweaty hands, and I was therefore able to collect some more trace DNA from the bottle's neck, where the killer gripped it. The DNA was far from complete, but I got enough to be able to determine the killer's sex. Matthew, you're looking for a man. So the killer is a man. Oh God, but that means it's either Frank or... No. Oh, Matthew, we're closer than ever to catching Danny's killer, but I've never been more sad. It's someone on the team. Matthew, you know who killed Danny, don't you? No, don't tell me. I want to keep believing in our team's innocence for a while longer. Yes, I know. The law must be upheld no matter what. Well, let's go arrest this killer. I know who it is. It's not Russell. It's not Hannah. It is not Roxy. It is not Karen. It's Frank. We're back at Frank's house. So that means... Oh, thank God. So Russell didn't kill Danny. I was so afraid. Oh my God, but that means... Frank? You killed a man? How could you? Matthew, you can't believe I'd kill anyone. We're partners. Frank, don't make this harder than it has to be. We found your whiskey on the spike strip. We know it's you. Come on, you know me too well to think I would ever spill whiskey and not lick it back up again. I can't believe you did this. Stealing police property to kill someone? You even let your poker chip behind. Matthew, listen to me. You know I'm innocent. Stop it, Frank. We found your blood on the stun gun you used to kill Danny. We know you're the killer, and I bet you're the sixth man, too. You betrayed us all. I never wanted it to go this far. I never wanted to kill anyone. It all got out of hand. I didn't plan the heist, but I did tip them off about Matthew's investigation. When we first came to Paradise City, Louis Dorico approached me. He wanted info on Matthew's investigation. He offered me money, more money than I'd ever imagined, enough to never worry again. So I told him a few things about Matthew's investigation into the casino heist. I thought that was the end, but Louis kept on coming back. He said if I didn't tell him everything, he'd tell Matthew I was a snitch. When Louis was killed, I was relieved. I thought it was all over. But then we arrested Danny, and he talked about the sixth man, and I panicked. I had to think fast. Danny was going to tell you everything, so I came up with a plan. I stole a spice strip and a stun gun from the armory, then offered to escort Danny to the station. When Andrea called, I faked the car crash, and then I electrocuted Danny. His screams have been haunting me ever since. Finally, I picked up that whiskey bottle and knocked myself out just before Matthew arrived, so you wouldn't suspect me. And you framed the rest of the team. You stole Russell's research, Roxy's necklace, Hannah's plan, and planted them to protect yourself. What? No, I never did that. I'd never do that. Oh, I'm so ashamed. I didn't mean to do this. I got in too deep. I couldn't stop. You could have stopped and you took Louis Dorico's money. You could have stopped and you fired that stun gun. You could have stopped and you betrayed your friends. You could have stopped any time, but you didn't. Frank, you're under arrest for murder, conspiracy, and being the worst cop that ever lived. Frank Knight, you were supposed to uphold the law, yet you broke it as if it were a cheap children's toy on Christmas morning. Do you have anything to say? Nothing, Your Honor. I'm guilty as charged. Then I hereby sentence you to 40 years with no opportunity for parole. It's the least I deserve. I'm sorry to... Hold everything. Nobody move or the bossy one gets it. Holy shit. How many of you saw this coming? Karen, what the... Let Andrea go. I'm guilty. You know I am. Shut it, Francis, and get over here. We're leaving. Matthew, I'm taking my husband and getting the hell out of town. You're going to have to get through me first. Oh, the little junior officer. You're going to stop me, are you? Are you sure you know how to use that thing? Would you like to find out? Amy, stop. Let Frank go. We can bring them to justice another day. But Chief, that's an order. Alright. Come on, Francis, we're getting out of here. And by the way, Matthew, this sixth man you were looking for, did it ever cross your mind that it could be a woman? Holy God. Chief, are you alright? I'm fine. I could have got her. I could have stopped her. No, Amy, we cannot stoop to her level. That woman is pure evil. When we catch her, and we will, I want us to catch her alive. But what about Frank? He's still a murderer. Yes, and we'll bring him to justice. I'm sorry, I think I need some time alone, Matthew, but thank you for what you did today. Well, if that's not more frustrating, I don't know what is. Amy, you were so brave back there. Thanks, Russell, but Karen and Frank still escaped. Don't be too hard on yourself. I could have stood up to Karen like that. If you ask me, you're the bravest cop I've ever met. And the prettiest. Oh, Russell, Okay, I think it's time I did something I've been meaning to do for months. Oh my goodness sakes. I can't believe I'm seeing this. Matthew, I'm sorry, can you give us a minute? Take all the time you need! Take all the time you two need! Taking a look at everyone else. Russell almost made the cut. Roxy was clear from the start. Karen almost made the cut. But unfortunately, it was Frank. It could take 10 years for all I care. Okay, so for now, we're going to wrap up the final one in Paradise City next time. Whew! Okay, folks, it is Matthew. We are back, and we're now going to do the Big Heist Part 6. Matthew, is it true? Frank killed Danny? And Karen helped him escape the courthouse? Yes, they're gone. I can't believe it. Matthew, you must feel so betrayed. Just think, all these months working with Frank, and all along he was just... Not all along. His trouble started when he met Lewis. Matthew, I'm sure there's more to this story than what Frank told you. He never have killed a man in cold blood. Chief, he confessed and escaped justice. An innocent man wouldn't do that. The only way of knowing the truth is to catch them. Matthew, can I count on you to follow their trail? Of course, Chief. We will bring Frank to justice, and Karen too. Matthew, maybe we should start back at the dam. Good idea. And go have a look at the junkyard. I could see Karen getting rid of compromising evidence there. Now go before their trail gets cold. Let's investigate the dam. Oh man, it's been a bit since I've been to this crime scene. Oh, there we go, tablet. Fuel can, $2. Surveillance camera, palm tree. Police baton, ambulance. Where the hell's the pickaxe? Oh, there, it's on top. Not my best score, but hey, at least I did what I could off camera. I got up to 4th. can't see any sign of Frank or Karen, Matthew. Did you find anything? You think this tablet might belong to them? Quick, let's unlock it. How many of you think this was more depressing than the case that Samuel King was the killer back in Grimsboro? The tablet belongs to Karen. Your instincts are spot on, Matthew. This must be Karen's tablet. Let's get it to Hannah. She'll unearth Karen's dirty secrets in no time. Six hours. We'll investigate the junkyard now. It doesn't look like I'll be seeing a bronze medal at all, at least for ranking anyway. But what can you do? Unless I do elite mode, that's the only way. But am I willing to do it? Not really. Even though I probably could for one case. Oh, plastic crate there. I tried it once, and it does, back in case 30 at Grimsboro, and it doesn't really make a difference. It's just the only thing is the waits are longer. And I think that's kind of dumb. But then again, what do you expect? It is elite mode. Alright, Matthew, if you think we'll find a clue about Frank and Karen's plans in this box, you better hurry up and go through its contents. And I will. Another 9. What is this folder you found in the box, Matthew? Let's open it and see what's inside. Oh God, is that plutonium? With everything that happened, I completely forgot about the plutonium theft at the casino. Not gonna lie to you, Amy, I forgot too. I agree, Matthew, I can't see Frank being interested in this, but Karen might have been. Let's retrieve the faded parts, quickly. The plan cannot fail. What is that message you retrieved? The plan cannot fail? So we were right. The plan must refer to the heist, which means its real purpose was to get the plutonium. I agree, we should get this file to Hannah, see what information she can gather from the rest of the papers. You know what? I'm not going to wait around on this. Matthew, this file you found in the junkyard is amazing. It contains all the information about the heist and the plutonium theft. Turns out Karen was behind it all. Frank may have tipped the gang off on your investigation, but Karen was the real sixth man. She organized the entire heist as a diversion so Lewis could steal the plutonium from the vault, except things didn't go as planned. Because Lewis was killed before he could get the plutonium, but it was still stolen. Did Karen get it herself? No. According to the file, Frank stole it for her while you were investigating Lewis's murder. It was a risky plan, but clever. After all, he went to the vault with you, Matthew. I can't believe it. So Frank really did all of this voluntarily? Stealing, killing a man? Matthew, would you mind if we talked to Russell about this? I mean, he's a profiler. Maybe you could explain why Frank did all this. Yeah, right. We all know you just want to see your new boyfriend. Oh yes, we all know about the kiss. Ooh. You're speaking nonsense, Hannah. Come on, Matthew, let's go see what Russell can tell us about Frank's motives. Asked Russell about Frank. Hey, Amy, say I was wondering if you'd like to go to I'd love to go to dinner with you, but it'll have to wait. We need to catch Frank first. Of course, Matthew, if there's anything I can do, you could tell us that Karen manipulated Frank and he's actually innocent. Do you know he stole the plutonium himself? Unfortunately, I'm sure he did it of his own free will. What's the one thing Frank always talks about with regret? His family. He hated himself for losing his wife and kids. And look what happened after he betrayed us. Not only did Karen get back with him, she also helped him escape. So you think Frank did all this willingly just to get his family back? That's a possibility. He might have thought the reward was worth betraying you, Matthew. Now before you head out, please let me buy you burgers. You both look like you're going to fall faint at any second. Well, thank you very much. I'm gonna speed Karen's tablet up as well. Well, Matthew, Karen's clever. The tablet you found at the dam didn't have a single confidential document on it. However, a shopping list of sorts caught my eye. A shopping list? Frank betrayed us, Karen and he are fugitives, and you think a shopping list is important? Hear me out. That list was about getting protective headgear, water bottles, food rations, sunscreen, everything they need for a trip to the desert. The desert? You mean Karen and Frank have escaped to Ryan Canyon? No, they wouldn't need such protective gear in Ryan Canyon. I think they've gone to the wastes. The wastes? You mean that no man's land east of here? But nobody ever goes there anymore. The entire region has been sealed off. That makes it a perfect place to hide. Matthew, you should ask Roxy about it. She's gone there a couple times. I think it's all over now. I think that feeling of that stuff is gone. You think Karen and Frank escaped to the waste, Matthew? That makes sense, actually. I went there when I was working on a thesis about the effects of dry weather on body decomposition. That region's really dangerous. The sandstorms are massive, and the soil is polluted from years of shady experiments. No wonder it's been sealed off. Frank and Karen probably thought this would be the last place anybody would look for them. Yeah, but Frank should have known better. Matthew always finds the truth. To be honest, I still have a hard time believing Frank did any of this. Matthew, why don't we all go out for drinks tonight? The team needs to stick together, and here's enough money to pay for the first round. Well, Matthew, I'd somehow hoped to find proof that Frank had been manipulated by Karen, but it seems he did all this willingly. At least now we know that Karen was after the plutonium in the vault. What could she want to do with it, I wonder? We'll need to catch them before we can get the answer. But thanks to you, we know they're heading to the wastes. You're right, we can't foolishly run on to such a dangerous place. Let's see if Hannah can help us out. If this ends up being one whole video, that'll be cool. So you're doing it, Matthew? You're going after Frank? What other choice do we have? We cannot just let them escape justice. Yeah, but seriously, you're going to the waste? It's madness. We need to stop Karen before she uses the plutonium for some evil scheme. Can you help us or not? Actually, I can. I ordered a couple of top-of-the-line helmets a little way back because I wanted to study them. These should protect you from the sandstorm and the pollution in the wastes. Great. Matthew, let's go to the armory and get those helmets. If this is going to be a 6-hour wait, then I'm going to let it run its course. Key, handcuffs, riot shield, Stars. Oh, plastic fragments. Sunglasses. Donut, set square, and bazooka. Bam! Not my best score, but hey, whatever. There's a traitor. Frank, anyway. Until he's proven otherwise, he's known as the traitor. To me, anyway. Drat! Do you think those broken pieces are the helmet Hannah told us about? I really hope you can repair it. Not a problem. Great job, Matthew. This helmet looks as good as new. I guess we're all set, but you're right. We should talk to Roxy before we leave. She's the only person we know who's actually gone to the waste before. She may have good advice. Help you prepare your chasing the wastes. Matthew, you'll need a bit more than this helmet to endure the unforgiving weather in the wastes. That's why we're here. Do you have any advice? Apart from telling you not to go there? Take lots of water. Avoid the sandstorms as much as possible. Do not get lost or you'll die. That's very encouraging. Thank you, Roxy. I'll be keeping my fingers crossed for you, Matthew, and make sure you wear a suit with that helmet. It'll help protect you against all the crap in the wastes. Matthew, I've read your report. So Frank and Karen have escaped to the wastes, have they? They must have lost their minds. I appreciate your courage in going after them, but be warned, this will not be easy. You'll be in more danger than you've ever been before. We understand, Chief, but we must do it. Good luck, and whatever happens over there, keep yourself safe. Now go, Matthew. There's not a moment to lose. So, this is going to be one video altogether. Boy, if I'd known that, I probably would have waited it out, but it doesn't matter. In the final district now, the wastes. And I'll see you guys for the first of 3 cases in the wastes. This is Matthew. See you next time.